Listen up, Falcons fans. What I'm about to tell you is going to make your blood boil, but you need to hear this. We just watched another game slip through our fingers, and I'm not talking about bad luck here. I'm talking about a systematic failure that's been haunting us all season long. Week 13 against the Jets? That wasn't just a loss. That was a masterclass in how to shoot yourself in the foot over and over again. And the worst part? The people responsible for this disaster are still in their positions, making the same mistakes week after week after week. You know what's crazy? We had multiple chances to win that game. Multiple. Our offense showed flashes. Our defense made crucial stops. But there's one unit on this team that's been an absolute catastrophe, and it's time we talk about the elephant in the room. It's time we expose what's really going on behind the scenes, and trust me, what I'm about to reveal is going to shock you. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the numbers, the mistakes, and the decisions that are costing us wins. And by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why we're sitting at 4-8 instead of fighting for a playoff spot. But hold on! Before I expose the explosive truth about what's happening behind closed doors in Flowery Branch, I need you to be part of this revolution. If you're as fired up as I am about what's going on with our team, if you want the raw, unfiltered truth that nobody else has the guts to say, then smash that subscribe button right now and crush that notification bell. Because what's coming next will blow your mind and finally explain why we're wasting another season. Don't let this information pass you by. Join the real dirty birds who aren't afraid of the truth. Ready to rise up together? Subscribe now and let's expose this chaos together. Let me paint you a picture of what went down in East Rutherford. The Falcons dominated most of the statistical categories against the Jets. We had more first downs. We controlled time of possession. Kirk Cousins was efficient, going 21 for 33 with 234 yards and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson was an absolute workhorse with 28 total touches. Our defense created opportunities. But here's where it all fell apart, and I want you to really understand this because it's infuriating. First quarter. We're setting the tone, getting ready to establish our game. And then boom! Jamal Agnew muffs a punt at our own 6-yard line. 6 yards! The Jets practically walk into the end zone for a touchdown. That's 7 points gifted to a team that couldn't move the ball on their own. But wait, it gets worse. Oh, it gets so much worse. Third quarter. We finally take the lead, 17-14. The momentum is shifting our way. The defense is fired up. And what happens? An 83-yard kickoff returned by Isaiah Williams. 83 yards. Our coverage unit got absolutely torched, and suddenly the Jets are in the red zone again without earning a single yard on offense. You want to know the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And that's exactly what our special teams coordinator has been doing all season long. Let's talk about Jamal Agnew for a second, because this is where it gets really frustrating. That muff punt against the Jets? That was his fourth fumble of the season on just 41 returns. Fourth. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but maybe he's making up for it with explosive returns, right? Wrong! Dead wrong! Agnew is ranked 28th in the NFL in yards per return on kickoffs at just 25.0 yards. 28th! He hasn't even had enough punt returns to qualify for the rankings. Here's what kills me about this situation. The coaching staff talked this guy up during the preseason like he was going to be a game changer. They hyped him up while he was recovering from injury, telling us all how special he was going to be. And you know what? They were right about the game changer part. He is changing games, just not in the way we hoped. Every single week, we're trotting this guy out there, and every single week, we're holding our breath hoping he doesn't fumble or make a critical mistake. That's not a winning formula. That's not how championship teams operate. And the special teams coordinator? Marcus Williams keeps running him out there like something's magically going to change. That's the definition of insanity we're witnessing in real time. But the Agnew situation is just the tip of the iceberg. Let's talk about our coverage units because they've been an absolute disaster all season long. That 83-yard kickoff return I mentioned? That should never happen. You know what saved us from giving up a touchdown on that play? Natron Brooks making a TD-saving tackle. One guy had to bail out the entire coverage unit. Think about that for a second. We shouldn't need touchdown-saving tackles on kickoff returns. That means our entire coverage scheme broke down so badly that we were one missed tackle away from giving up 6 points without the offense even touching the ball. And this isn't a one-time thing. This has been happening all season long. Our punt coverage has been inconsistent at best and catastrophic at worst. The Jets' punt coverage absolutely dominated us. Their punter consistently pinned our offense back against our own end zone, resulting in countless stalled drives. Meanwhile, despite Bradley Pinion having a decent afternoon with the weather conditions, our coverage units couldn't replicate that same impact against a weaker opponent. The Jets came into this game struggling, and we still couldn't execute on special teams. You want to know what the real kicker is? Pun intended. Those special teams failures accounted for 10 points that went on the board. 10 points. In a game we lost by 3. Do the math, Falcons Nation. We literally gave away this game on special teams alone. Now here's where this story takes an even darker turn, and this is what should really concern every Falcons fan out there. After the game, head coach Raheem Morris didn't hold back. He came out and flat out blamed the special teams unit for the loss. And you know what? He was absolutely right. This is a coach who normally tries to spread the blame around, who talks about team losses and collective responsibility. But even he couldn't sugarcoat this disaster. Morris straight up admitted that special teams were the common denominator in this loss. He acknowledged that those short fields the Jets got from our mistakes made all the difference. That's brutal honesty right there, and we respect that. But here's my question. If you know special teams are the problem, if you can openly admit after the game that this unit cost us the win, then why isn't anything changing? Marcus Williams has been the special teams coordinator since Arthur Smith was hired. Think about that timeline. We've been dealing with special teams issues for years now, and the same guy is still calling the shots. His entire tenure as special teams coordinator has yielded disastrous results, and yet there are no changes in the works. This 49-year-old coach is known for avoiding accountability, but this time, even he knows he can't dodge the criticism. The evidence is too overwhelming. The mistakes are too obvious. The impact on our record is too significant to ignore. Let me take you through some of the other opportunities we had to win this game, because it's important to understand just how close we were despite the special teams disasters. Our defense actually played pretty well considering the circumstances. Xavier Watts, one of our rookie safeties, made some mistakes, sure. He got beat on a post route that led to Otto Mitchell's 52-yard touchdown. But you know what? That's what happens when you play rookies. They make mistakes, they learn, they get better. And what showed that growth in the same game? On the very next drive, he broke up a pass over the middle with a hard hit that forced the Jets to attempt a field goal, which they missed. Then in the fourth quarter, when the Jets tried the same pass to Mitchell again, Watts was in perfect position to break it up. That's the kind of development we want to see. That's a rookie learning on the fly and making adjustments. That's the future of this defense right there. Kyle Pitts had his best game in weeks, catching 7 passes for 82 yards. He's playing for his next contract, and he's showing teams around the league why he was a top 5 pick. Yeah, he's probably gone after this season, but at least he might land us a compensatory pick in the 2027 draft. Kirk Cousins, despite his limitations and despite playing with a receiving core that included practice squad elevations, managed the game efficiently. He leaned on Bijan Robinson and the defense, didn't make crucial mistakes, and gave us a chance to win. Speaking of Robinson, this man is not underutilized. I keep hearing people say we don't give him the ball enough, but coming into this game, he was 5th in the entire NFL at 20.1 touches per game. And against the Jets, he got 28 touches. 28! That's more than Christian McCaffrey's league-leading average. We had the pieces in place to win this game. The offense did enough. The defense did enough. But special teams? Special teams absolutely failed us. Now let's talk about something that should concern every Falcons fan when we think about the future: Kirk Cousins' contract. Cousins is scheduled to have a $57 million cap hit in 2026. $57 million. For a quarterback who, at this stage of his career, is clearly limited in what he can do. Now, if he keeps playing like he did against the Jets, managing games efficiently, not making critical mistakes, leaning on the run game and the defense, then at least he'll leave on better terms with the fan base. But is that level of play worth $57 million? Absolutely not. The front office is going to have to make some tough decisions in the offseason. We've got holes to fill all over this roster. We need to upgrade at receiver. We need to continue building the defense. We need to fix the special teams disaster. And we're going to have to figure out how to do all of that while managing Cousins' massive cap hit. Kyle Pitts is likely gone in free agency, probably landing a contract in the neighborhood of 3 years and $36 million. Can we afford to pay a tight end 8 figures when we have so many other needs? Probably not. But at least we might get a compensatory pick out of it. The harsh reality is this: we're in a tough spot financially, and our current roster construction isn't working. We're 4-8, and we're running out of time to turn this thing around before we're looking at another lost season and potentially another coaching staff overhaul. Look, I love this team as much as any of you. I bleed red and black. I want nothing more than to see the Falcons succeed. But we can't sugarcoat what's happening here. We can't pretend like everything is fine when it clearly isn't. The special teams unit is a complete disaster. The third down offense is among the worst in the league. We're making the same mistakes week after week with no apparent plan to fix them. And the people responsible for these failures are still in their positions, still making the same decisions, still expecting different results. That Jets game should have been a wake-up call. That loss should have sparked immediate changes. But from everything we're hearing, nothing is going to change. We're going to keep trotting out the same personnel, running the same schemes, and hoping that somehow, magically, things will get better. That's not how professional football works. That's not how you build a winning culture. That's not how you honor the loyalty and passion of Falcons Nation. We deserve better than this. Our players deserve better coaching. Our coaches deserve better support. And our fans deserve a team that learns from its mistakes and makes the necessary adjustments to win games. The season isn't over yet. We've still got 4 games left. But if we're going to salvage anything from this year, if we're going to set ourselves up for success in 2025, then changes have to be made. Accountability has to be enforced. And the people responsible for this special teams disaster need to face the consequences of their failures. That's my message to the front office, to the coaching staff, and to everyone involved with this organization. The fans are watching. We see what's happening. We understand the problems. And we're not going to accept mediocrity anymore. Rise up, Falcons Nation. Demand better. Expect more. Because we've suffered through too many heartbreaking losses to just accept this as our reality. Go Falcons!